Hi everyone, welcome to BIMco Bytes. Today's session is on rule-based numbering, which is a Revit feature that can be accessed via the Manage tab and this button over here called Numbering. To demonstrate, I've got this project open. As you can see, there's 3 floor plans based on levels side by side. And the intention for today is to create a numbering system for the many elements in the project. So creating some consistency, sequencing, and filling in some values that are currently blank. So for this example in this view, I want to name or renumber based on room numbers as well as doors. So I've also got a schedule that you can keep track of as well. So you can kind of see there's some blanks. We want a bit of order in it. So we want to ensure that there's some matching values in here. So this list hopefully helps to see the comparisons as we go through the class today. So this schedule has a door number value, so that's utilizing the door mark. And then the next column here is the room number and name um, values that you can see, which we hope to link together. So scanning through our floor plans, so you can see that I've utilized some tags for the doors as well as the room. So the room tags have both the room number and the room name embedded to it. So you can kind of see I do want to change all of this and to ensure that we follow the number templates that we're going to use per the tool that we're going to show you today. Before we get to rooms and doors, I would like to show you a quick example of how we could do this via other elements. So you can see I've got an elevation over here, and we would like to generate the numbers and essentially change the digit values and just change the convention of how it's already displayed on this elevation via furniture systems. So I'm going to click on one of these families. So you can see the name of it is a locker panel solid. And I've got an associated mark value, which I've currently called number 1. And I've got a tag here as well to represent them both. However, what I want to do is I want to increase the digit numbers and put a prefix on it. So one of the ways to do that is going through this numbering tool. So I'll click on this setting over here. And you can see there's no templates created just yet. So we're going to go through and create one right now. So to create a new template, I've clicked on this plus symbol and I'm just going to name it via what I'm going to do the numbering system for. So I'm just going to incorporate the furniture system family via that family name, as you can see on here. So then I click OK, and then unlocks a few more settings. So I'll go into the order of how this is done. So first, I'm selecting the filter. So you can see if I do this drop down, you can see a whole list of names on here. And this relates to, so if I click OK, this relates to filters that are already created in your project that exist already. And this can also be found under View Filters. And this same list appears on that list that I was showing you just now in that numbering template. So we'll go back to the numbering template again. So going and see if we can find this furniture system one. I've got none currently that exists in the project, but that's okay because we'll create one now. In order to create, so we'll just go to our filter settings. I'm just going to create a new filter. Select the category that I'm after. So this is the furniture system category that I'll just tick. And I'm going to filter it via family name. So go to family name equals, and I'm going to match the one that I've got in my elevation already, which is this locker panel solid one. Click apply, click OK. And now we'll be able to find it in our list. And now that we've created it, I'm going to select it. Next one is the numbering parameter. So you can see these are the two options that I can choose for the numbering parameter based on the filter and the categories that have been selected. It is possible over here if you click this button, you can click other project parameters to add as well as an option, but only do it provided that that filter and the categories that are used in that filter do have that project parameter in their properties settings. If not, it won't really do much. But if there is something that does match, more than welcome to use it. But for this scenario today, I'm just going to go with Mark. Partitioning and element matching, I'm going to leave off. I'll talk about these two ones shortly. And I'm going to change the number formatting value. So if we go edit here, there's a few more settings on here. First number in sequence, we're going to include it. We'll show the values as numbers. And I'm going to change the digit count to 3. So you can already see that there is a preview value assigned already. I'm going to put an L as a prefix. So then, the lockers, so the L001, and then it will start from that value. Click OK, click apply. And you can tell over here now, it says it has currently numbered 22 elements. And you probably did also notice a change in the background of what I was just going through now already. And you can see I've already updated my numbering and based on the mark value. So if I click on the elements, scroll down to the properties. So you can see that the mark value before it was 1, it has updated to L001 now. And if you go further along in this parameter, there seems to be a parameter association now. So if you click on here, yeah, it appears as a numbering template. So you can edit the settings over here if a numbering template has been utilized per what you have selected. So I'm just going to click OK for now, but it's just showing you that those are another way of accessing those settings. So we'll go back to the floor plans and what we were talking about today. So next exercise that we're going to do is we're going to number the rooms based on partitioning. So we're going to do this by level. So you can see currently I've got 3 levels in my project. I want my ground level plan to start with the 0 series. So start from number 1. Level 1 plan, I'm going to do a 100 series. Level 2 plan, I'm going to do a 200 series. So in order to do that, we'll go back to the numbering tool again. Going to click a new one. And for now, I'm just going to call it rooms underscore level number. Click OK. We'll go to our filter settings. So this is one that I've created earlier. So it exists in the project. We'll just add it to our values. So the filter rule that I've created will ensure that all room, um, numbers or that have a room name does not contain lift. So basically, so if I go back here, it's currently a dash my lift. So I don't want the numbering rules to apply for that, but I do want to apply for every other room that is in my project. So we'll go back to here again, filter categories, numbering parameter. We'll go to number. Partitioning. So we'll do it via level. So then by level, you can add a number sequence to each level. So we'll just find that parameter right now. Click OK. And number formatting. So if we go to those settings, let's do it to 3 digits again. And then we'll click OK. We'll click apply. And then we'll click OK. So you can see currently all of our room numbers are now 3 digits. However, there is no numbering sequence applied. So that's what we want to do next to ensure that we have the consistency of your 200 series, your 100 series, your 0 series. So back to numbering again. We'll edit this room's underscore level number numbering template. and we click on number sequence this time. So you can see it uncovers a few settings. So this is our partitions. So done by level, it's detected there's 3 levels in my project. Um, and it counts how many rooms are in that project as well, via the filter that we've enabled. So I'm going to ensure that each level have a different starting value. So I'm just going to go like these and do it as so. And you can sort the partitions, and you can also sort the counts if there was a specific order that you wanted to look into. Click apply, and then you can kind of see these values have updated. So 16 rooms on ground level have these numbers applied. 10 have been used for level 1, starting from, I should probably change this to 101, 201, those series. And then level 2, the same scenario. So it's utilizing all of those numbers already and has counted that many. Click OK, and then click OK again. So hopefully this has all changed now. So you can see my level 2 have started like, the 200 series, 100 series for level 1. And then basically, yeah, ground level starts from number 1. So you can also see on my door schedule, it has changed the values too. So more focusing on the combined room number and name parameter, you can kind of tell that, yeah, they correspond to the level. All right, so next task I'm going to do now is I am going to associate our door mark value numbers to match our room numbers. So back to the numbering tool again. Create a new template. So I'm just going to call it doors room number. Click OK. Going to a filter that I have also created earlier. So basically our family name, I don't want to number any door families that are openings. I want to ensure all doors are numbered, however, outside of that rule. Okay, numbering parameter. I'm going to utilize the mark. Partitioning. So I'm going to go back to partitioning by parameter value, but because I'm not going to utilize a door parameter, I'm going to obtain the room number. So this is where I need the from room setting. And then I am going to incorporate the number there. Click OK. And then the number formatting. I'm just going to go here. I'm going to do an example of if you need to, because there's many ways to number doors and stuff. The first example I'm going to do is via alphabets. So if you want to order via alphabets, so I'll just do this one first. I'm going to skip the first one. So basically, if it detects a room number that's embedded in the door number, it will skip the same one that's the same as the room number. And then the corresponding ones, if it detects it in the same room, it'll be A, B, C, etc. And that will be done via uppercase values. And I'm going to go back and find that from room parameter, that number again. I'm going to move it up so you can kind of see my label preview value is from room, and then A as the next part of the ordering. Going to go OK, click apply, and then OK again. So you can see on my schedule, they kind of link with each other now. So the door mark values are linking with the room numbers. So we'll have a closer look as well, you can see. So you got your 203. So basically anything within that room are going to have that 203 value. So you can see on the bottom one, I've skipped that first number. And then from then on in, it's just ordered based on the alphabet. And then yeah, just doing a close scan of everything else. They seem to all line up. And like before, your lifts haven't been numbered, so they have remained as a dash in the tag. Okay, so going back to the numbering tool, so I have seen systems of numbering where they're via decimal places. So I'll show you how to do that now as well. So we'll edit the existing one that we've got. So because I've already enabled, so it looks like, yeah, 40 elements have been changed in these doors. We go edit. I'm going to include it now, and I'm going to go back to numbers. And because we've already established how these rules are working, I'm going to put a decimal place as a prefix. So then basically room number dot number, and then in the order, I'm going to click OK, apply, and then OK again. So yeah, basically you can kind of see on the schedule as well as over here, you can see they've been updated per decimal places. And I guess during the exploration of this tool, I've noticed I find in the ordering of how they number the elements, I believe it has been based on the age of the element. So an older an element has been created in your project, the number will come first, and then the newer ones will come in later based on, I guess, the dates you've placed the element. So not necessarily a convention of, looking at a plan visually where it does it ordered counterclockwise or clockwise. It is possible once you have created that numbering template for that certain element, you can actually go back and edit the mark values. So say if I don't want that as number 8, I want to change it to 3. So it will kind of come up with this warning. So I guess typically when Revit detects that there is an identical mark value, it will just say that there are identicals and give you a warning. Instead, because we've got that numbering parameter in place, you've got the option to swap numbers instead. So we'll go ahead and swap the numbers. And yeah, so it's applied. So basically, where it was number 8 before, it has been swapped over here too. All right, so I'm going to do another last thing for today in relation to numbering, and this is to do with furniture. So on this view, I've got two plans side by side. One where I've got the furniture type marks that have been tagged. The other view is the same view, but I've got mark value tags. So what I want to showcase for now is element matching, which was one step that I haven't applied to our previous numbering template system. So I want to adopt that for this one, for this example. So back to the numbering tool. I'm going to create a new one now. So we'll call it the furniture one. So I'm going to create a new one called furniture type mark. I am going to add a filter to it. So finding my furniture one. So the furniture type mark has a value. So it will update the numbers based on if it has a value. And I am going to number parameter the mark. I am going to look at this element matching option. So this ensures, so if you do have a mark value and Revit detects that you have elements that are exactly the same, it will kind of fill in the values that are the same for the mark. So for example, I'm using mark. If it detects the geometry is exactly the same, your mark value will be exactly the same as well. And if it finds the next individual unique element, then the number will go on and be different. So you've got options to do this. So you can do it via matching via parameter values. So if there is an item or category that you have selected that has matching parameter names, you can use that as a rule. You can also have it matching by element geometry. So, and you can also do both. So you can see I've got both ticked, but for this example, I'm just going to just tick matching by element geometry. Click OK. And I'm going to go and edit the number formatting now. So I'm going to go to type mark because that's part of my rule. Move it to the top. I'm going to separate it with a dash this time. Click OK, click Apply. So it might just take a bit of time because there's a number of furniture items in our project. And it's already done it. So it's changed 155 elements based on the filters applied. I'm going to click OK. And then hopefully you will see the tags update. Yep, so this is going to be the case. So we've got a number of um, same families that are used. So per the example of element matching, that should be the result of that. Going to click OK. And you can see that setting has been changed. However, also noting, so say if I click these two, so this round one, they do have different mark values. However, technically the geometry is the same. You're using the same family. The type parameters, dimensions, everything they match. So I guess use that element matching geometry with caution. So I don't think it likes rotations or mirroring objects that well because it will say that it's not a matching geometry. Similar to here too. So these are all the same as well. But they've all got different numbers. That's not what we want. So it kind of has worked for some of it. So like these tables are fine, but like these chairs are the same. They're different mark values. That's not what we want. I'm going to do that process again, but I'm going to instead um, element match based on a parameter. So so if I click on an element, I've got a comments feature as well there. So if I click on a few of them, yep, they've got a common one. So I mean, you can do it by any parameter, but this is just the example that I'm going to show you today. So you can see that there's common bar stool parameter. We'll go back to the numbering template again, and then we'll just do that same process. So I'll just quickly fill in the fields, numbering parameter mark. So the element matching. So we'll just tick this one this time. We won't tick the matching by element geometry. I'm gonna select comments, go okay, number formatting, go back to the type mark in there. So then that's part embedded into the mark name as well. Separator, click OK, click apply. There we go. So now you can see there's a bit more consistency there, and that's kind of what we want. So yeah, basically it's matching what we need. So these chairs are all the same. This table is all the same. These chairs are the same in those tables. And see, there's some that haven't been tagged. That's because they don't have that comment value. But so say if I go coffee as an example, I'm just gonna, and then because it is part of that filter, it will automatically detect the numbering system for that. So even though it didn't have a value, when you edit changes later, it will update based on that rule, provided that yeah, it has that numbering partition parameter associated to it. All right, cool. And last final words and some other important things to note before we conclude our class. So numbering. So you can see that I've adopted 4 templates just in this session today. You can move these up and down as well. So say if I want this last, that is possible too. So usually how these templates work is that it will work in order of priority. So the one on the top of the list will take precedence when applying these numbering templates, and then the ones lower down on the list will, work its way through. And also, numbering templates can also be done via transfer project standards. So if you click here, And then, yeah, see, here it is. So it's under numbering template. So basically, if you have established a system in your project already, and then you're working on a new project that doesn't have any of that, you can transfer it this way too.